Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. How's everybody doing? Another amazing Tuesday. Tuesdays are big for crypto. I don't know if you guys noticed. Tuesdays are big for crypto. I hear myself somewhere. Let me make sure. There I am. Okay. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. 8 people watching, 5 likes. You guys are amazing. Tropicana cookies. Ready to learn, bro. Ready to learn. Chief Dubas, you have the right attitude. Bagwell33, Chrissy Fouts, everyone here on my live. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'll talk about BNB. BNB is kind of an, I don't want to use the word investing and making money, but let's break it down, okay? Cryptocurrency is popular and getting more popular. It's into technology, and the youth is into technology. The youth makes things popular. What's popular? Hip-hop, music. Who likes music? The youth. So, can we say that popularity comes from younger generations? I think we can. We can all agree on that, right? Just hold on. I'm taking you through something here. Now, if we can agree on that, then we can agree that they are going to make cryptocurrency more popular. Okay, so we've established one fact and we've moved on to yet another connection there, okay? Now we're gonna go even further. If cryptocurrency is gonna be popular, what's the biggest exchange in all of cryptocurrency? Binance, right? Binance. I should move over a little bit. Binance, right? So we got Binance. Now, what coin represents the Binance exchange? The BNB coin, right? The BNB coin. So now you see the picture that I'm putting out here. So if you believe in cryptocurrency, if you think anything is going to go anywhere that has the name crypto on it, then you can easily get in to the BNB coin, all right? I was getting into BNB at $30 a coin down here. I just knew, you know, I bought my first BNB at $1 in 2017. Okay, so I've been a BNB boy for a long time. There should be a BNB fan club. There really isn't, but there should be, because BNB is the shizzles. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. The reason why you guys come here every single day is to talk about the price of Bitcoin right off the bat. In your first few minutes, I put you at ease. When the whole world was bearish, what did I show you? I showed you bullish divergence. And I showed you that bullish divergence establishes the bottom of the pattern right around here, didn't I? So what I'm trying to say here is fundamentals are key. Are key. I buy into bullish divergence at the bottom of patterns. That's what I do for a living. I don't know what you do for a living, but that's what I do for a living, is I establish these sections here. And I teach you guys how to do this. You'd be like, well, Crypto Lifer, you're an expert. You know it all. How did you know to buy into these scary wicks when the whole world was saying we were going to dump? How did you say, hey, I'm going to long here with everything I have? Right? And it's written in stone. Another thing. Most integrity of any channel here, in my opinion, on YouTube. There's other channels with integrity as much as mine. I'll give it to them. There are. You know who's pretty good is Altcoin Daily. Those two brothers, they got a lot of integrity. They do. They don't push garbage. What happens is you get big on YouTube and you realize you can start kind of using that to sell things. And when you see someone keep their integrity 100% in YouTube, that's when you know they're killing it. And I know you all think I'm nuts, but Bitcoin to 55K. I'm going to put my reputation on the line here and now. We are not bearish. Alts are about to explode. You can listen to me and load up as I suggested last night, or go all over the internet and make your own assumptions. Right? I come out there with like these long, just deep talks to myself. And I've been bullish on Bitcoin, man, for a long time. We're talking about 1 inch. We're giving you the 1 inch exchange. We're putting things on your radar before pumps, before people realize what is happening. And if ETH is moving, which we're going to get into it, if ETH is moving, ETH is the catalyst to the beginning of just overall large market moves. So bullish on Bitcoin. Now, what I love to do, this is my new, I started doing this about 2 months ago. I would make 2 patterns.
Daddy, can you go and get my skates now?
No, I'm live streaming, my love. Why are you doing that? I have people looking at me right now, and you're going to embarrass me and make me look like a bad dad right now? How dare you? I'm the crypto lifer. You can't do these things. Give me one big kiss on my cheek. I'm going to give you one big kiss on your cheek. And I'm going to tell you that when I'm done, I'm going to take you. When your school's over, are you done with school?
Yeah. I have a half a day.
All right, well, go upstairs for a little while. All right, so what I do now is when I see Bitcoin inside, what's going on? Stone 1 YGM, man. My dude, man. Stone 1 for me, baby. Now, look at this. Bless. Shout out to Hadouken coming up into the live stream. All the way from the Canary Isles. Shout out to my mans, Hadoukie. Hadoukie with the Wookie. Did you have your Wheaties this morning, Hadouken? So check it out. This is in a falling wedge, right? Falling wedges break to the upside 68% of the time. Usually get rejected or have a little bit of an issue at previous price movements right here. Also, we talk about the bull, don't we? We talk about the bull all the time. And no other channel has really done this, but look, Bitcoin's in the consolidated bull. Just like Theta, just like VeChain, just like Zilliqua, right? And everyone was so bearish. I had Hadoukie Wheaties. I love it. Check it out too. Inverted head and shoulder, possibly. You know, a little shoulder, head, another shoulder. Little inverted head and shoulder right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You see that? And these are just bearish patterns that work, bullish patterns that work ourselves up on out of these positions. If we look at this, are you guys going to tell me this is not a left shoulder? That is not a head. And that is not a right shoulder. Not sure what that was. We grabbed something different there. But is that not a left shoulder with a head and a bit of a right shoulder there? Looks like it to me if I had to put it. And that brings us to go higher too. You know, so then we just take. And see, that's all I do, man. I find it uncanny how much we go over this stuff together. Also, you want to see something nuts? I'm going to show you. I'm going to blow your minds. Tell me this isn't a cup and handle. Tell me that's not a cup and handle. The most bullish thing you've been seeing in the last few weeks. Right? I mean, there's a cup. There's your handle. Just giving you guys some things to chew on. Like some meat to bite on. Things that you don't see on any other channel. Nobody is putting Bitcoin in a cup and handle. I'm telling you right now, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched anyone else's channel. So if they have seen it, I wouldn't know. I woke up this morning. I didn't watch not Crypto. Nobody. I watched nobody. I said, you know what? Let me take a crack at this on my own. I'm not saying I don't watch them sometimes. Of course I do. Right? Sometimes I get a feel of the market before my show. Kind of just see what's going on. But today I just didn't. Today I just went in. Okay. Okay, so check it out. Cup and handle, baby. And boom. That puts Bitcoin back at 37K. Just temporarily. If we break out of this bull flag. Right? So, just building a story here for Bitcoin. So, I think that's pretty lively. Cup and handle in the 30-minute. Inverted head and shoulder. Okay? Alright? So, we gave you that idea. And we know what happens. Those are 68% chances of a break to the upside. So what we do is we just piece by piece by piece. Now we can flip out to the 4 hour. It's okay. It's okay. We can flip out to the 4 hour, and what we can do is now we can see where we're going, right? Now I take away all my work, and this is my thing. Is, you know, you were in a downward sloping momentum, and you broke that momentum. Rejected, rejected, rejected. Breakthrough. Retest. Now, how many times on my channel now, if you're watching every day, do I talk about this yellow line, the 200-day moving average? The last stop before a pump. Before a pump. Touch it, we're gone. Okay, let me show you another time if you're not sure. Okay. We break out, kind of touched it right there, and where that begins a run. Playing with this 200-day moving average, man. Especially on a bull run. And there we are, touching it right there. That was very, very significant at 32,000. A lot of people don't know their moving averages, right? And also, do you see the giant double bottom here? Let me just point it out if you haven't. Okay, and that did form just like a double bottom. Strange we got the sell-off. That was weird, but now look, inverted head and shoulder, breaking to the upside. So, for bitty Bitcoin, what is my projection? Where do I see us going? That's what you came here for, and I'm about to give you the keys to the city here. You want to open a BTC trade, right? I'm telling you right now, beautiful time to long. Beautiful time to get into a long. We'll take a look at the 4 hour. Just had a MACD cross. Your long was about yesterday afternoon, 33.1, 33.5 area. We talked about that yesterday, about how we saw Bitcoin just coming back down to the bottom of the triangle there. F2 pool dumping mining holdings last 2 weeks. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Okay, Doge, XRP shenanigans. Talk about XRP. I mean, they're pump and dumping the thing now. They're treating it like a... It's sad what they're doing to it. They're disrespecting cryptocurrency by doing that, in my opinion. I'm not cool with that behavior. Don't pick random projects that are actually have substantiability and pump and dump them to make them seem unsubstantial. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, I tell you. Playing with me XRP. I don't know where that came from, just my old Irishness. So check it out. We put Bitcoin in 2 channels. And I said, you know, it's either going to get rejected here or it's going to break to the upside. Broke to the upside, came back down. Is it going to come back into the channel? And here it really got saved by the 200-day moving average in its own channel. And now it's moving to the upside. Here's my target for Bitcoin. And what you want to do is you pull the price all the way down. You could go here, but a lot of times I feel like it starts when we get the big impulse off of the 21-day moving average. You adjust this to the similar angle that we're seeing. And man, we've made many a call using this many a call. And I got $57,600 for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is poised for an explosive move to the upside. I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin. Yeah. So my prediction for Bitcoin right now, look, the 4 hour is getting a little overbought. It's starting to get a little hot. We may cool down and have to go sideways. Hopefully we get a little more impulse out of the 4 hour to push us up. Shout out to Jose, man. How you doing, my friend? Take a look at that 1 hour. 1 hour wants to reset as well. Wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin did this. All you have to do is just trust your oscillators too. But Bitcoin could still do this before it channels up and out. This is very plausible, very possible, right? Bitcoin going back to 33K, jumping up to 35.8. Maybe it breaks out there. I would like this. That wouldn't be bad if that becomes the breakout. But we'll see. Only time will tell. You have to believe it will stay in the channel until it does not. right? Some possible other scenarios for Bitcoin. I'm just kind of, is it in an ascending triangle? Just opening your mind to these possibilities. I'm letting you see all the things in a visual way, so you can kind of start understanding or making your own ideas. Maybe you have a different idea. You can join the Telegram. You can post that idea. I will actually bring it up on the live stream. We can discuss it together. And there would make that measured move would actually put Bitcoin back up to its all-time high at 42K temporarily on the 1 hour. But you could see the MACD's a little spent, and we're kind of halfway in the middle. Do we ramp back up here? It's a funny area for the stochastics, but we are curving. We could make our way back up to the top from the middle there. Kind of rare. Usually we do something like this. Very rare that we move back up in the center. You don't see it a lot in any of the previous stochastic movements. So we'll see. Came from the downside, hit our top. Usually when we hit the top, look, top, we came down. And I'm talking about these blue lines here. This is the stochastics RSI. And I'm talking about when this is up here, look, down, 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 you know. Good morning, crypto professor Eddie DC, my man. Shout out to Thislayer. I like that. Thislayer. Jeremiah. Hey, yo. Shout out to Chris Collin, man. Had a great weekend with Chris. Thank you so much, Chris, for taking all my abuse and still being a good friend. What a classy person. Don't be like me, guys. Don't be unclassy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be unclassy. Learn how to be a proper individual, so you don't have to call yourself out later on in life. Because if you are a classy individual, then you have to call yourself out. And who wants to have to do that? Right? So just do the right thing. As Chris says, don't be bad. Don't be bad, Scamules. Good morning, lifer and fellow lifers. Shout out to Robert Cox up in the mix. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Right now, we're showing you an ascending triangle for Bitcoin, looking very bullish to me on the 1 hour. We do see, though, that we're probably just going to go sideways. Lack of momentum. Not worried about it. This is what I see happening for Bitcoin, is a little bit of this. A little bit of this. Maybe a retest. But it looks like 42K is on the way for beautiful, beautiful Bitcoin. Possible double bottom here as well. And forming its way up out of the pattern. Holding 34,986. Becoming bullish. Peeked its head a little bit out here. Hit 35,600 earlier this morning. Around, what was it, 4 a.m.? That 4 a.m. pop. You gotta love it, man. 4 a.m., 6 a.m. pops. I want to publicly send an apology to you by constantly discussing with BS in Telegram. That's all right, man. He gets to people. He honestly, it's not your fault, man. He gets to. He has a way of getting to get. I love BS, but he has a way of when he goes in. Of revving, he just kind of gets you going, man. And I've been pulled in by it before. So, we're all human beings. In your defense, you're the classiest guy for saying what, you have the same type of integrity I do. So you're just saying the same thing. You're saying like, hey, let me call myself out. Like, because we're all in the zone. We're sitting there trading. He makes me nervous. Yeah, he's a young kid, and I keep trying to tell him, like, and, remember how hard-headed you were at 18 years old, man? He's about 18. So that's what we found out. And I don't want to be rude. Maybe he's not. And if you're listening, we love you, man. Yeah, he calls. We have a bet right now, $100 bet that we're not going to go to 22K. So we'll see what happens. Let's look at Bitcoin on the daily still. As we were showing you, the Bitcoin was about to have a bullish cross on the daily. I did explain to family and friends that I like to go long at 29K. I said, I think, you know, the chart conveys we're going to be in good shape. And you can see, look, room to go on the stochastics. About to have that cross. Looking, ooh, double bottom there. Look at that. That's aggressive, pointing up. Losing that bearish momentum and a nice big chunk. Like, I like when we have a nice, look at nice, we had nice big bearish momentum. Like, you know, like, wasn't one of these little guys. Like, we had a nice time resetting. Nice little correction. You know, it's all Bitcoin needed. It's all Bitcoin needed. And I like to see the length of that correction as well. It's going to put us at about 32% retracement, which is very healthy. Some of the biggest retracement I've ever seen. Usually it's 25, 29, something like that. That's a big retracement. I appreciate you, Jose. Honestly, it helps people to see both sides. There are plenty of beginners. If they get sucked in by bearish play that may or may not happen, they can miss opportunities. This way they can decide and play patterns and not miss out. I'm one of them who got sucked in the first time and missed out on a few big plays. Hey, I love your streams. I really make it to watch, but I watch the vids. The content is great. Great analysis. Tando, thank you so much for the amazing to know that you're out there watching, even if you're not on the live stream. Makes me realize that there's people that aren't on that live, but they're out there and they're supporting the lifer and they're supporting the lifer way. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So we look at the daily, and if you trade with me, I actually also tutor people. So if you take tutoring from me, if you take mentoring shit from me, consulting from me, and anything like that in crypto, you'll see that the MACD is about to have a cross. I am all about buying the daily when the MACD is in the pink and the blue line is curving. That is my strategy. I do it over and over and over and over again. I do it until it doesn't work. If you see the daily, this is a clear breakout. A little bit of a fake out there, yes, but we're now kind of establishing a harder way. Also, these turn up. See this turn up, and I'm not talking about vegetables. See this turn up here in the 21-day moving average. That's an aggressive turn. A good friend of mine, Joe, Trading Intuition, he told me, recommend a tutoring session with the lifer. Best investment you'll ever make in yourself. Yo, it really is, man. It really is. You'll start to see things the way they should be seen if you're trying to make gains, in my opinion. And I won't tell you things that aren't true. Look at that. It's this simple. Length of the pole, Bitcoin to 55,600. So that's where it is. You know, title of my video wasn't clickbait. I'm telling you, 55K for Bitcoin. So there's my prediction for the daily. And that's what happens when the daily's about to rip. Look, you can back test every single thing that I teach you. You can back test these things. You know, had you bought in a similar scenario right here, look at the MACD. Here's the last two times the blue line was this close to the red and we had this little pink. Here was one, and we would go up beautifully all the way from like 97 to 20K, right? Here's another one right here across with the MACD, and boom, we would go up, you know, from 20 to 40K. So easy double ups. We're doubling up. Look, 19 to 20, 20 to 40. We're about to have another one. 34 to 75. Easy, easy, easy. So 55K is coming. My favorite 54K is on the way. Also, look what we see here. You could swing up here on the daily. Swing down. This is what's called hidden bullish divergence. So I see hidden bullish divergence, okay, established on the daily. To any beginner, they may not see this. Maybe Elliott wave traders aren't studying their divergences as well too. I'm a pattern oscillating divergence moving average trader. That's my bread and butter. You're seeing it right here. I'm using moving averages. I'm using the MACD. I'm using divergences. What are divergences? Divergences are changes in oscillators. What's an oscillator? Oscillation is just like a fan, right? Or up and down movement, a wave going up and down. So like anything that watches the price create wave motions, which is up, down, up, down, up, down, is called an oscillator. So the RSI is an oscillator. The stochastics RSI is an oscillator. I use all these oscillators. Shout out to Love Learning. Thank you so much for jumping on it. In higher time frame, that wick should be a diamond or a reversal candle. This wick here, I'm wondering, you could almost make a diamond out of that, but I'm not sure what he's saying. But what I see is hidden bullish divergence, man. And divergence is when you see an oscillator swing low to swing low, and you can draw a line diagonally down. But then this swing up to swing up, look how high that is. They don't match. They don't match. Now for look, up, down, up, down, up. Here they match. They're going together, right? And then you see a little divergence too. You start to see it here where the price swings up, and that's bearish. Bullish is drawn on the bottom. Bearish is always drawn on the top. Once you start to master divergences, anything is possible for you. I'm telling you right now, the whole world can open up to you when you master your divergences. So you look at the weekly now. A reversal candle right there. Weekly's looking all right too, you know. We're coming back down on the Stokes, and we could just go sideways here. Could go completely sideways. So even on the weekly, you can see we're forming just a bull flag. The bigger the time frame, the bullish this looks. Coming to the 21-day moving average too. So we may have to go sideways for a little while, which could be good for alts as well. The weekly suggests we go sideways a little bit longer. But we're actually, man, we're still bullish though. You could see this turn. I like that daily though. That daily's really revving up for some price action. You can see we're about to have that cross. We're in a good place on the stochastics, and we're in this flag, doing our thing. Breaking out. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin with the target at about 54, 56K. You can even go extreme bull. This is pushing it a little bit, but $65,000 is my bigger target, right? And then we can take a smaller target. So I'm giving it to you, man. If you want to, if you're stuck in there, and there's 54,500 too. So double bubbles, man. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. But yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. How are those alts holding up? I like to look at Aave. Aave's kind of a good sign. Aave's a good tracker of what's going on because it's very bullish, has a lot of price action, and looks like it has a rounded top here, right? We go to that 4 hour. Starting to have a bit of a rounded top. To me, that could, I don't know, man. It's spelling a little bit of possible bearishness. I don't like to say that because this coin is hot. This coin is hot. But we can round this top a little bit. It wants to make a Bart Simpson, in my opinion. Now, if Bitcoin goes on a run, that would make sense. That would make sense because dominance would also rip, and then this would kind of follow suit. Is that about to happen to Aave? We'll take a look at SNX for sure. One of my biggest holdings in the game is SNX 1 inch. We stay on 1 inch. Keep talking about 1 inch. It's continuing to flag. Looking extremely bullish. Getting on this flag, easy. 483.3 for 1 inch. Could be a possible place to accumulate. Again, none of this is financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. ADA continuing to pump up at 43. You can see it's breaking out of this channel that it's in. You could even say it was kind of had a fake out there and broke out, or was it even in this bit of a channel? Something like that. The smaller channel here. My target is up here for ADA, all the way at about 54. So more gains comings for ADA. It is a little hot on that 4 hour, but that daily just getting started for ADA. So look for big gains coming for ADA into the 55, 60 region for ADA. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance looked like it was going to break out. And then look, it collapsed back into the pattern. This is a great sign here for Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at this. Good sign for the alts at the present moment. Looked like everything was about to have a big cross here. We are low on the RSI though. We're getting to that oversold region. Stochastics are flipping to the upside. You can see there. Looks like they could turn up. They could be turning up. Right now, still pointing to the downside, though. But they could turn up. I've seen that. Also, the MACD, suggesting that there's lack of bearish momentum. Are we double bottoming here, even if we take this wick away? Are we going to begin to break our way up out of the pattern? We shall see. We shall see. We did have a big wick up. We did bounce off support at 61.44. We're back to 62.73. Why, for sure you didn't miss my big thank you in the chat, but I added to ETH and ADA thanks to your system before the pop. Thank you again. Anyways, can you look at SNX? Yeah. Anytime. Anytime, man. Anytime, man. Haduka, man, you deserve it, man. You put in so much work. You really did. I remember from your first day, and you were just killing it, man. So Bitcoin dominance right now on the daily is looking bullish to me, but until it breaks out of the pattern, it's continuing in a downtrend, right? We don't see any complete bearishness too on the moving averages. So let's take a look at the bigger pattern here on the weekly. Weekly is just getting that bearish cross. Like I told you, we like that, but the Stokes are already getting low, which is interesting. So it's like we've had our bearishness. You know, we had a beautiful run in these alts, man. We went from 70 all the way back down. I mean, this wick was insane, but in all honesty, we really didn't see that wick. But we went all the way down to 61% dominance. If we look at the bigger pattern that we're in, something like this, look, down, up, we could continue to the downside. But that worries me, man. The weekly says, you know what? It may want to flip bullish not too long from now. So dominance, watch dominance. You know, it's acting a little tricky right now for the most part. Some bullish tones here. Let's take a look at that 4 hour and see what it says. On the 4 hour, yeah, it's kind of lacking bearish momentum as well. Somewhat of a double bottom kind of beginning to form. Strange movement here though. A little bit of an inverted head and shoulders or something here. The stochastics is looking pretty funny, to say the least, right? Yeah, pointing down to right now. Could come back down to the bottom of the pattern. Look up, down. Does it come back down here? Seems to be, to me, it seems to be forming a bit of a double bottom like this. See, hard to see it, but something like that. The momentum is definitely slowing down. It's going to get a little harder to trade alts. It has to be, because you can just see that we're starting to get some more sideways action. So you got to start reminding yourself when you see sideways action and dominance, and that is getting things ready. That is getting things ready. And that is getting things ready. don't know. Everything seems fine. Okay. So now let's move on over to total and total 2, and we'll see what's going on with those as well. Reef was pumping recently as well. See what's up with the Reef. Reef at 2.2, yeah, holding its levels, holding these nice levels. Reef. And as I say, man, pattern trading, bottom of the pattern, make its way to the top of the pattern. If you're patient, there was 37% gains coming out of Reef. If you were patient, we showed you that yesterday on the chat, on the live stream. We talk about Theta a lot, showing how it's in this bowl, kind of following Bitcoin in a way, not as steep as a whole, but forming this bowl, right? If I get rid of my work, but you can see Theta in the bowl, and then Theta now finally a bit of a breakout. Look what we talk about when the bottom of the pattern also has confluence with the 200-day moving average. See, the yellow line is like forming the same path as the bounce, bounce, bounce. These are beautiful signs showing you that the new average is the lower period, and this is creating a new bottom. It's mathematically explaining how the bottom is being created by the moving averages being pulled higher. If the price is at above price for a long enough time, it changes the average, right? And that's what it's doing. And that's a sign that now all together we're forming a new average. And you can see this stuff happen over and over again. Like here, we were down here. They'd have never thought it was going to be 74 cents at the time. It was this was the moving averages. But then the price pulled it up. And what did it do? It pulled up the 200-day moving average. Price started to get higher for so long that it changed the 200-day. And when it came back down to support of that average where it likes to be, it bounced. And look how the 200-day carried it. And it started to move. And so if you study moving averages and how they change and move, you'll be able to realize where you're at inside the pattern. These things will help you take your emotions out of the trade, and you'll be able to see things so clearly. And that's why Theta, to me, is a screaming buy. And, you know, it pumped all the way a lot quicker than other coins throughout early December. Mid-December, it pumped all into January 1st, where it hit the high of 250. Recently just hit 240 not too long ago, 242. We got very close to that all-time high. So you can see there were some people waiting there to sell. Maybe they got caught up here and they were like, you know what? Wow, I'm finally close to break even. I'll take my money. You know, it's possible. But a bit of a double bottom forming here. We're breaking out of the pattern, and we've been consolidating since January 2nd. So a whole month of consolidation. We tested the 200-day at 154. We tried to break out. Went to a nice high at 228. People took profits. And there you go. Crypto Don Juan, man. How you feeling, my friend? Thank you so much for stopping by. And so this is a call right now. I mean, a screaming call. Theta. And what you do is like you accumulate in the buy zone. And I like to just create buy zones. So like here is your buy zone. If you're lucky enough to get Theta anywhere in this buy zone, you snatch it up, you know? And what's cool about this is you don't have to be aggressive. Like this can be your stop loss. Your stop loss can be right here in this area. It really can. It doesn't have to be crazy. And there was just a crazy Bitcoin move, some strange news that shifted the market. You never know, right? You won't have to sit and hold Theta for the rest of your business, right? You'll be able to move on with some capital and only take a small hit. And that's the point of this. There's your buy zones, right? And then really, once you break out to here, that's, you know, I really only have one sell zone, which is up here at the top. But you can make it kind of big so you have that whole area to play with. And so this is like how I form my plans and my calls. And it's simple, you know, and I'm patient about it. I've been in Theta for a long time. I've been in Theta since it was about 120 and 160. So I've been holding Theta patiently throughout this whole time as it did this whole accumulation. So there's your idea for theta, man. Just want to put that on your guys' radar as we get to total and total 2. So here's total and total 2. What is total and total 2? I go over it every single day on the channel, okay? And the reason why I do it is because it helps me understand what's happening in the market. I told you it was really crucial we started keeping above the $1 trillion region. I didn't like when we broke above $1 trillion, came down, broke above $1 trillion, came down, but you can see we were in accumulation as well. We were finding our base. We were trying to understand where we were in the cycle of the market. And you can see people spoke. You know, the world spoke. The world decided where it wanted to allocate its funds. Look at this, somewhat of a bull pennant too. And you can see that I have a target up here at 1.4 trillion, 1.480 trillion, so almost $1.5 trillion. We're beginning our breakout. Looks like we're about to have another big run similar to this. So what you can do is get ready. I would be taking profits when we get up into that region too. Just like this was a great place. Look, you could have taken profits up here at January 8th. The market was never as high as it was there. You know, that means most prices were the highest they were. Band, you know, anything you were in, it doesn't matter what you were in. That was the day where things were really popping. And we actually had that mapped out as a target. So just like we have this target ready for your next move. So I feel like we're going to have a run up similar to this, something like this. So here's my call for total. And this is the entire crypto market cap. Bitcoin's going to run. You're going to see other coins run. Bitcoin might run up. They might retrace. Then Bitcoin might go sideways. They'll run up. It'll be a back and forth battle for sure in the market space. But in the long run, when we're all said and done and we're looking at what's going on, everything is going to have accumulated gains, you know. Here's total 2. This is the total market cap for just the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin. And you can see I have this going all the way up to about $530 billion. So we're holding 384. Wow, we're creeping up on 400 billion. I mean, this is a big deal. We're actually kind of in all-time highs for the market cap of, yeah, look at that. Let's take a look at the 3-day and the weekly, but let's see where we're at. Yeah, we are approaching all-time highs. It was 474, so you know, 100 more billion, and these altcoins will be the biggest they've ever been. And I have a target of this all the way at $535 billion. So I'm bullish on the altcoins right now as well. Look at the stochastics resetting. Despite the fact that we're a little spent on the MACD on the 3-day, the stochastics are resetting. Forming a double bottom, big W, giant W, honestly. Bullish, so I'm bullish on total. I'm bullish on total too. I'm showing you that we have some really bullish signs coming our way for the entire market space. You can see it. So don't be surprised when this thing's rip and be like, oh guys, Crypto Lifers gave you the whole picture of the market. I would suggest not to be shorting. Not to be shorting. You can clearly see that shorting may not be your answer. Ethereum hitting all-time highs. Finally, my friends, let's clap for Ethereum. Ethereum at 1,473, hitting its all-time high, peaking up out of this rising wedge. Let's take a look at this beautiful rising wedge on the 4-hour. You can see my work here for Ethereum. Up, down, up, down, up. I was actually pretty dang close. Look. Should just shifted this a little bit. It's now starting to break its way out. Now, here's my target for ETH. It is about $2,320. ETH is continuing to rip. Family and friends, I begged them. I said, guys, when it was about $700, I said, ETH is going to do something amazing. I said, your last chance to buy ETH is coming. And you're not going to have a chance to get ETH below 1,000. I said, it's $600-700 right now. I said, I'm going to go all in with what I can. I suggest you do the same. Not many people listened to me. They really didn't. Good friend of mine did, though. Shout out to Maddie. You know who you are, Maddie. But and jumping on in. to the market. Dibby dab for ETH. Dibby dabbing for ETH, going all the way up to $2,327. ETH right now holding $1,472. Right now, look, just getting started on the MACD cross. Still has room to go. It is a little high on the Stokes. RSI has some room to move as well. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is still pushing up. So we're bullishness. And look, we did have a candle close. That's a confirmed breakout. Maybe we come down for a retest. I feel like this candle is a poor example of a retest, meaning when you're really bullish, it's hard to retest because people just want to pump. And look at this beautiful double bottom. Again, guys, just fundamentals, right? Target of your double bottom is the length of this pole and up. And so even the target of the double bottom somewhere around here at about $1,600 for ETH. So we have some big moves planned for ETH here. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Jose, Hadouken, Jeremiah, Eddie DC, Robert Cox, Bagwell 33, Theisler, Bagwell 33, my dude, Chris Conlon, Chief Dubas, Stevie in Bangkok, my man, Marcos 44, SXP. We'll take a look at that. Stone 1 YGM, my man. Arati, my dude, great tune. I like that, man. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for jumping on in. Let's take a look at ETH. That's what we're doing right now. And I'm so excited for ETH and what it's doing right now. Let's take a look at ETH for BTC. Struggled a little bit. My target for ETH BTC is 0.04786 Satoshi. It's at 0.0442 Satoshi right now. Holding it down. Shout out to Robert Cox. Thank you, Robert Cox, for jumping on into the live stream. I see ETH for BTC in a bit of an inverted head and shoulders going sideways. And finally breaking out of the pattern that it was in. So look for ETH BTC to continue the uptrend it's been on ever since January 3rd. That was the day. See this double bottom? So that was the day to make the switch from ETH to BTC. Look, it is forming this bowl. So I want to show you this on the 3-day probably. There you go. It is forming this bowl. So it could come up here. It could still come back down and retest support in this region here. So it's not over yet for the ETH BTC pair. Bitcoin is going to go on a tear, I believe, in the next couple days. And a few weeks from now, we're going to see Bitcoin in an amazing place. But ETH is beginning to do its thing, breaking that all-time high. Last time it hit the all-time high, let's see where it was. Yeah, so this is the most expensive ETH has ever been. It actually went to 14,000. Well, it actually went to 1,498. So ETH has already gone up pretty big earlier today. Let's take a look at that 15-minute just to see what's happening in the ETH price action. And you get a breakout, you always get a bit of a retest. I believe this is the retest with the wick buyout off of 1465. But ETH now, anything could happen to ETH in the next hour, 2-3 hours, in the next couple days, as ETH is now at its all-time high. So huge news for ETH at its all-time high. I'm excited to say that. Ethereum hits new all-time high, extending its stellar rally. Ethereum, the second biggest cryptocurrency, hit a new all-time high at 1,487 on Binance Exchange at 4:32 p.m. LTC. The cryptocurrency is up over 8% over the past 24 hours. Its market cap is currently sitting at $167 billion. Billions of dollars for ETH. Ethereum nears all-time highs despite alarming bearish signals. What? Total ETH value staked in Ethereum 2.0 deposit contract nears $4.1 billion. Big deal, man. Stakers keep sending ETH to ETH 2.0. Glassnode has been keeping an eye on how things have been developing with ETH 2.0 staking. And its analysis have tweeted that since December 1st, when more than 500,000 ETH was locked in the deposit. Unbelievable, man. So amazing. So amazing. ETH, man, just busting through the seams. Okay, man, it's ticker time. Let's get into those tickers. Let's talk crypto. Let's kind of see what's going down, man. I'm holding my 1 inch. I'm getting it in, you know. Fluent looking bullish. I got my target up here, Fluent, at about $8, and I'm sticking to it. Let's take a look at see what gold did the last few days. Take a look at the Gus funds, where we take a look at the Dow up 588 points today. So I told you that the Dow was in this rising wedge, right? That it had to stay in. Remember that? And look, it looked like it kind of wanted to almost fall out of the pattern. A little bit of a shady pattern there, right? Kind of a rounded top. It got saved. They bought it back up at 30,000, pumped it back in, put another 500 points back into the Dow. So the Dow looking extremely bullish. Bitcoin up, what, $1,300 on the day. It's funny, I don't always see the actual percentage. I like to see that. I like GE. I talk about GE stock every once in a while to family and friends. I really like GE stock. I think they have some amazing patents. They have patents on hydrogen, and hydrogen will be the future. Yeah, man, I'm holding my 1 inch. Yeah, man. Uni, XLM, and DREP. Let's take a look at Uni, XLM, and DREP. SXP and Engine Coin. Let's take a look. I love you guys with the tickers rolling on in. Gold holding 418.37, taking a little bit of a dip on the 15-minute today. Let's take a look at gold on the 4-hour though. Yeah, struggling still a little bit, holding this level though at 18,030, really strong. But wow, man, went all the way back to 1962 to come back down. Gold, funny, gold struggling a little bit and look, the dollar booming back up to 91, strong dollar. Interesting to have a strong dollar the same day Bitcoin's up. You don't see that a lot, but look, we had the inverted head and shoulders on the dollar. I told you if we broke these levels, it looks like the dollar can get all the way back up to 92.64. So right now the dollar is looking strong. Yeah, I mean, silver must have taken a dump if they pumped the dollar like that. Pure manipulation. Pure manipulation. Let's take a look at silver. Wow. Wow. So silver goes to 29.94, almost right to my call. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, first target you see I have for silver, 29. Wow. And then it dumps. Insane. What a sell-off for silver.
Daddy,
unbelievable.
when are you gonna be done with your live stream?
Not too long from now. Can you show us some new setups? Of course, my friend. Of course. Okay, I'm going to go over Uni, XLM, and DREP. DREP is a new setup. You might not have heard of DREP, so we'll throw that in as a possible new setup. And we're going to go over what a... Ooh, wow. So DREP took a nice pump. Let's take a look at what's happening for DREP. And this is the time when you really want to start looking at things on the daily time frame. They're going to kind of help you see things a lot better. You're not going to force a lot of trades. One thing you want to see is we're getting this got a bit of a push up. It could have more momentum on the daily, right? But we're high on the stochastics, so that's just something you want to understand. Okay, so this is what DREP was doing, right? It formed this falling wedge, broke to the upside. You do have a target up here, right here, if DREP can get there. We did get rejected with the sell-off, but just beginning to make a move. Then you go to the 4-hour, take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour looks just like the daily. Funny, they're pretty in lockstep. That's interesting. Very interesting, to say the least. Yeah, you know, to me, I would take a nibble of my profits right now, but it is starting to make a move. You can see that the bull is starting to kind of make its right side out of the bull. See that? But we are overbought, man. We're extremely overbought on that 4 hour. You know, I get very weary when I'm up here. You know, we don't like to buy here, right? We like to buy down here. Was someone behind me, guys? What the heck is going on? Okay. Okay. So DREP is a little spent right now. I'd be a little weary of it. 1 hour, a lot of time frames are all kind of in the overbought region. So I'll just watch DREP. Long term, I'm not a huge holder of the project, and I don't know much about it as well as the fundamentals. But to me, it's just not on the forefront. But it doesn't mean it can't be a great hold for you. I'm interested in DREP for the weekly. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think there's better plays out there, but that's just me. That's just me. Like, I think holding E-Gold might be better than getting into DREP, but that's just my opinions. Okay, here's EGLD. Might as well bring it up. So when we take a look at EGLD, we see that it's now starting to form a bit of a bull flag. Let me show you something like that with a breakout and then another flag. So it's like in this flag here, kind of broke out, bit of a double bottom. Look at this W forming there, as you can see that. So it's starting to form these like double patterns in a way, right? This is also a bigger pattern to play, in my opinion, like this. So we could just kind of put it in one pattern. But this looks very bullish to me, EGLD. Forming that bull pennant. Fiending to break out. And this has just been on a tear. And when it accumulates, it does a nice rounded accumulation and then rips again. Look, accumulates and rips, accumulates and rips, accumulates and rips. Watch for EGLD to continue to rip. I got a target up here at 98.44 for EGLD. Elrond, man. They're in the news a lot. They're on the forefront. You can run them on a smaller computer with less data. The entire network can run far less expensive than almost every coin in the game. So EGLD, man, very interesting coin to talk about. Let's take a look at XLM. Let's take a look at Uni for you. Back down here in the U's. Rose, we talk about Rose. And I know it's boring right now, but take a look at what Rose is doing. It's in this giant cup and handle. There's your handle, only a matter of time. It's now running out of room at this point. So I know I've said it's a 2-week hold. You got to be patient. I've been talking about it, 10 days ago was the first call for Rose on my channel. But we're still in there, man, and we're still holding it. Waiting for these 41% gains and more out of Rose. So yes, it's taxing. It's not as moving like everything else. But when it moves, it's going to move pretty hot. So, and it's still looking very bullish to me. So don't give up on Rose. Okay. RSR, hot coin. A lot of people talk about. A lot of people want it. Seems to be in demand. Okay. Seems to be in demand. I'm just going by it, so I might as well discuss it. So look at this. Starting to break out of previous resistance here that it was forming for a while. So RSR, man, once it starts to pop, it's on a lot of people's radar as like their top coin of 2021. And a lot of geeky guys, a lot of people that push channels, a lot of crypto people are talking about RSR. So you might want to put it on your radar. Even if you're not that into it, you may want to speculate on it. You know, again, don't do anything I do on this channel. None of this is financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if you were to entertain yourself watching me speculate on RSR, that's why you're here, right? And so, yeah. In the immediate short term, let's just see what it can provide. Possible 70% gains out of RSR in the immediate short term. We're going to get to Uni. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Uni, man, did some beautiful things. I had a fib extension on Uni. We did a bunch of work on Uni to get the numbers that I was going to get. But a bit of a double top here. Clear, yeah, you can see clear bearish divergence. Swing up to swing up. where they swing down to swing down like so. And that kind of just tells you, you know what? I should take some profits up here. When Uni went to $20, right? Anything above $20, profit taking time for Uni. So it's forming a bearish pattern here, double top. See that? We'll see what happens. We could also put it in a channel, and we'll see if it can hold the channel line. So this would be a test for Uni. What's good about it is the 1 hour Stokes want to help us out because they are curving back. You know, so watch for Uni to hold this line. If it doesn't, so you can put a support and resistance line here. Next support and resistance line is right there, right? And then it can come all the way back down here. So watch these levels for Uni. If Uni can't hold the 1840 area, which it got wicked into actually already off of this 1793 area, which is a huge sign of some bullishness for Uni. Does it make this bottom area? So let's take a look here. Uni, boom. Let's take a look at Uni right here. Comes back down, comes back up, comes back down. So we want Uni to make its move back up out of this channel, right? So this is what we see for Uni. If it can't hold this level, it's going to come back down to about 17. If it can't hold 17, it could come in contact with the 200-day moving average, which would be still bullish at about 1590 after such a run-up that it had, right? We take a look at that daily. Is very, very spent for Uni. You can see the RSI is extremely oversold. You can see the stochastics are turning to the downside as well. So not looking that great. 4 hour doesn't look too bad though. So what the 4 hour suggests to me is that it really does want to hold this pattern and break to the upside. So watch Uni on that 4 hour. Tells me that Uni does want to get back up to about 21. Maybe even put in another all-time high at the top of the pattern. So there's my call for Uni. A lot of insight there on that one. I hope you're writing that down or remembering what we said there. XLM is forming this ascending triangle that I've discussed before. A little bit of a fake out, a breakout, but coming back into the pattern. And honestly, if we really look at it closely on the 1 hour, looks like it's breaking out, coming back into the pattern, having contact with the 21-day moving average. Interesting. To me, it's losing lack of space though. So as long as it can hold above 31 really and stay in this pattern, I'm very bullish on XLM getting to 43. Sitting at 33.3322 right now. Pretty good time to take a nibble really. Because the reason is, let me show you. Your pattern is so small, it's 3%. If we break below the pattern, you could put a stop loss here at 7%. Right? And even a little lower, you could use the 200-day moving average at 11% there as a stop loss. So there's still time to kind of take a nibble here and use the pattern, the top trend line, and then some moving averages as some possible resistance before it hits your stop loss. So kind of a safer trade mathematically wise with statistical analysis of where you can put your stop loss. I really like XLM at the present moment, presenting itself to be a probable trade. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour also wants to be bullish with a lack of bearish momentum. Okay. And the daily is still having a cross with some room to go. Stokes can still get above that dotted line and give you some momentum. So I believe we can get a little bit of a trade out of this. 33 to 43. Don't be too greedy, but yeah, it looks like we can get a nice little move out of XLM. All right. Okay. SXP and ENG. Stone 1 YGM. SXP's been moving well. Nice long-term, midterm hold, like 2-month hold. I really believe it can get itself back to $2, $3, $4, $5 a coin. You know. So we'll take a look right now at SXP. What do you think about SNX or REN at the moment? Okay, yeah. I like SNX a lot. SNX is really the only thing that can handle the derivatives market in full. I'm extremely bullish on it. It's been playing a little bit of games though, right? We get all the way up to 19 finally yesterday and that all-time high, and it didn't run. Like, you know, all-time highs usually want to give it a bit of a run. So SNX, we're going to get into it in a second. Hold on to your horses because it's one of my biggest holdings and I love it. So I definitely want to talk about SNX. Let me just finish on Stone 1. He'd been asking about SXP for a while. Hay is for horses. You said it, my kid. Okay, so take a look here at SXP. We said it was in a rounded bottom, and it was going to probably work its way out the top of the other side of the rounded bottom. And now it's starting to do that. So look out for SXP. You know, we're getting across here on moving averages as well on the daily. We're getting up to that oversold region though, and the RSI and the stochastics doesn't have much more room to go. We were just down at 59 and we ran all the way up to 145. So we did almost like a 2.5x in the last 2 weeks. We can actually counter that for you and give you the exact timing. But in about, you know, 44, actually longer than I thought, 42 days, we pumped pretty nice. Let's get the exact pump too. So in the last 42 days, we pumped about 100%. So it may want to retrace for a little bit. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. Very bullish though at the moment. At the moment, we're looking at a bit of a bullishness and a bit of a double bottom inside of a flag. We're seeing this in a lot of coins. I told you that the total market cap looks bullish too. Look, bit of a double bottom here. Wants to break to the upside. So immediate short-term target. Looks like SXP wants to make a move to about 174, 180. It could retrace after that though, when that 4 hour or the daily kick in. ETH dominance is about the same thing. ETH is just kind of one of the alts. It just kind of takes a little bit out of the all Bitcoin dominance. It could be good though. It could balance out Bitcoin dominance a little bit in the longer term, in the bigger frame, you know, bigger picture. Yeah. It's a good sign when ETH starts to rip, you know. It's a good sign for all the alts. I mean, it also means a lot of people are getting into that Uniswap game, you know. The more popular ETH is, the more popular Uniswap is, and the more there's just different opportunities in the game, right? So we sold GRT yesterday at 82, 81 point something, and we're going to keep holding that level. We're going to want to try to get back in at the right time. The 21-day moving average did just kiss on the 4 hour. That's something that we wait for. So we sell, we wait for the kiss. So the kiss at 71 really was our entry. Probably was a little too early in the morning for me, or yeah, 3 a.m. or something like that. Anyway, I like GRT though. Let's take a look at Engine Coin. So Engine, I think it's worth looking at Engine for a few reasons. Number one, on the daily, it looks like I have some, I have some hidden bullish divergence. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down, and they're not perfect. It goes up a little bit, but for the most part, they're pretty locked in. Meaning, if this goes all the way to infinity and this too, they'll hit each other. And so, to me, it still is hidden bullish divergence. We also have the stochastics here, kind of curving on the bottom. Now, this could double bottom, so we could see something like this. But it kind of tells me that that is a bottom, a temp bottom. So I could go make a call on Engine and say that, yeah, possible temp bottom right here at 35. Might be a nice, I believe it's always a good place to take a nibble out of projects that you truly, truly like and appreciate. And I think this is an amazing project. It helps Generation Y move value outside of different video games. So they don't have to get stuck with their value in one video game. They can actually melt a weapon or something into Engine Coin. Send that Engine Coin somewhere else and use that, or sell it, give it to somebody else. Like, two people can share a weapon. It's a way for value to be exchanged through video games, and it's an amazing thing. Ever since I found out about Engine Coin like 2 years ago, when it first came out, maybe 18 months, I've been a proponent and a fan of Engine Coin. Engine Coin looks like it can get all the way up to about 48 too once it breaks out, as it's doing. So you got some hidden bullish divergence on the horizon. The daily looks pretty good to me, as if we're lacking that bearish momentum. We've already went through the white and the red. 80% of the bearishness has happened. The correction has gone down, right? We'll pull a Fibonacci on the daily for you as well. Kind of give you the whole picture, man. The whole picture. Don't do that, honey. That's rude. And look, we went all the way to the 0.5 Fibonacci and bounced too, which is also a great sign. We didn't get to that golden pocket, which is the 0.5 and the 618 right in here, but we got pretty dang close with a wick. And I'll take that as a nice retracement and a healthy place to be. So, healthy Fibonacci retracement. Stokes pointed down, pointing to the upside on the daily. You're seeing you had your pink, your lighter color on the MACD histogram, and your darkest coming out. And you have hidden bullish divergence as well, which is, not perfectly there, but established in my opinion. So with all that combined, Things are looking very, very bullish in total. Okay, guys. Very bullish in total. I know Bitcoin dominance halts. TRX. Let's take a look at TRX for you. TRX has been like, you know, it was a big mover in the last run, you know, but it's been an underperformer recently. You know, things like sushi has just been, you know, sushi hitting 1384 recently and continuing. Look at this uptrend for sushi. I mean, that is a boom to the upside. You can see the daily really is starting to show signs of exhaustion though. You know, there is bearish divergence there, which is swing up to swing up, but we're getting swing down to swing down. It tells you that, you know, maybe time to take some profits on sushi. You know, I've been in sushi since about at $2, so like I did a 6x in that. So you know, it might be time for me. Can you show us the fib retracement? Also, you mentioned RSR. I looked at RSR Bitcoin pair. It looks gorgeous in the range. Yeah, it probably does. Probably does. Take a look at TRX right now. TRX. Wow, what a pump and dump. All the way to 444. Anything with Justin Sun just seems to be shady, man. Look at that. Pump and dump the second I look at it. Huge pump and dump. But we do see that it's consolidating inside of a bull. Be careful. I don't want you hitting a wire or do something silly down there. Alright, I don't know what you're up to. You're throwing me off a lot. I really don't like someone sitting while I'm doing my live stream. You're playing games with things on the table. You're moving around. Can you give me a kiss though? I love you. Grab it. Grab it. Go, 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 go. Okay. Shout out to Levi502. Thank you for joining on in. Litecoin. Let's take a look at little Litecoin. We don't talk about Litecoin enough on the show. I must agree with you. I talk about Unify. I think Unify is going to follow Uni. I discussed that when we were down at 910. I said watch for Unify to follow Uni in its footsteps. Similar to like Thorchain, stuff like that. VeChain taking a bit of a move. Vibe is up 17%. Wow, look at these pump and dumps though. That is a pump and dump if I've ever seen it. I like Sand, Ocean, and Waves. I talk about Waves a lot. Don't miss Waves when it's starting to run out of room. And I'm going to bring it up one last time, but look, double bottom here forming. See the W's? Inside of Waves, man. Lack of momentum there, kind of either way. It's coiling up. Look for Waves on that daily. Stochastics pointing to the upside. I really like Waves. It'll be $13 before you know it. Waves, baby, waves. Let's take a look at Litecoin for Jose, my man. Shout out to Jose on the live stream. Hope you're having a great day, man. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin at 143. I'm going to delete all my work and take a look. It's kind of following Bitcoin, right? It's basically an identical version of Bitcoin. Just doing the same thing as Bitcoin, but you'll get more gains. So it's kind of like, hey, if it's going to follow lockstep with Bitcoin, then yeah. So you can see Litecoin's ready for more. It should have been $250, $300 by now. I don't understand how usually its ratio is way higher in its movements with Bitcoin. But we have some big movements for Litecoin all the way back to $246. So yeah. Yeah, Zilla was a big call. We made the call for Zilla Quell about 2 or 3, 4 days ago in the call, and we brought up how I entered it yesterday at 6.8. I'll show you Zilla Quell for sure, but look at Litecoin, man. As was just asked, on the daily looks amazing. Look at it, about to have a cross. Stokes pointed up. Everything that you want, man. Target of $245 for Litecoin, 70% gains, and it's peaking out. Finally breaking out of resistance that it's been in for a while. That's a big deal on the daily. Look for Litecoin. Really needs to break 149. Having a serious issue at this 149 area. Look, boom, boom, boom. Peeps getting rejected there. So once it breaks 149, it gets to that 150, 154 region, I'll feel a lot more comfortable about little Litecoin for sure. But Litecoin's got to do something. Parsec taking a bit of a hit. But you know what? That daily is starting to reset. Looks like Parsec wants to break out of this bull flag kind of consolidated movement that it's been in. That's what happens. Look, we pump, the daily resets, stochastics, and it's better than a dump, right? When you go sideways and then you come in conjunction with the 21-day moving average, look for Parsec to get all the way to $2.56. I'm very bullish on Parsec. I do own a bag of Parsec, so it would be in my favor if you pumped Parsec, but I'm just bringing it up because I like the project and I think it's worthy of talking about. I think it's very worthy of talking about. Let's take a look at Zilliqua real quick. Let's also take a look at Hard though. SHR, one of my favorite babies, is struggling. It's really struggling on KuCoin right now. Having a bit of an issue. So Sand, baby Sand, my baby Sand. We'll take a look at Sand as well. We're in the S's, so I'm not gonna go through all these S's. SNX, getting sold off, but it looks like it's bouncing off the bottom here. One day does have little bearish momentum right now for whatever reason. A little bit of a bearish momentum on the daily, but we're getting bound here with a double bottom here on the 4-hour and respecting the bottom of the trend line. I believe this is going to break up for more highs into the 19 area, something like this to the upside. So look for SNX, and it could come up here and then continue its way to the upside. But yeah, I definitely see it at $25 not too long from now, breaking out of this rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. But after I see this bounce off the 200-day moving average and I see movement, really nice movement in the moving averages, puts me at ease. I also like that we're down here about to reset on the stochastics RSI on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at Sand. Yeah, you're right, double bottom. Look at that, bottom, and starting to form bullish. Look for it to break this region. If it breaks about 9.5, that's a gap up area for you. You can see it got rejected there twice, but if it can gap up, it gets up to 11 and then all the way back up to about 13. So watch for Sand to make some big moves. Let's look at Sand on the daily. You're right, look, stochastics are pointing up, lack of momentum, starting to do its thing. Sand looks like it wants to reset. Had its beautiful run up, then it had its beautiful correction. Came really close with the 200-day moving average, which is something we always see right here. Beautiful signs. Everything that I like to see about a recovery and a pump. Yeah, I like Sand right here, man. And I think Sand could easily just get right back out of this pole and get a nice pump back to very close to its all-time high of about 14 and even break through into the 15-16 region. So Sand, yeah, put it on your radar, man. I like Sand, man. Keep up the great work. Thanks for all you do. Anytime, man. Anytime. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. I'm in Sand at 082. Nice job, man. Sand, ocean, and waves, baby. Sand, ocean, and waves. Thanks, Eden. We're going to take a look at Zilliqua. I like my Zillies. I like my Zilliquas. My Zilliquis, my Zilliquas. And now look, Zilliqua beginning to break out at 7.8. We talked about it here, forming a bit of a double bottom here. Look, bottom. If we look at the 4-hour, it's even more apparent here. But there's your double bottom and a breakout with a retest and pushing out. We talked about Zilliqua. Zilliqua very similar to Theta. Had its beautiful run up, then a beautiful sideways retest, and now it's going to break out again. This is just bullish behavior in a bullish uptrend. And we're seeing that in Zilliqua. We're seeing that in many other coins. So shout out to anyone who took the Zilliqua call. That was actually in the channel, in the chats. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and always coming to the live stream every single day. But Zilliqua, man, gains coming of about 80%. Could even wait for a flag now. Go to the 15-30 minute. Look for some type of flag, bullish movement like this. This is how I play these. Bit of an inverted head and shoulders forming there, bullishness, right? Seems a bit of a double bottom with a sideways cup, almost a bit of a cup and handle there. As you could cup this, throw a handle on the side, and that's Zilliqua. And then what I do is I buy the bottom of the pattern. So what's great about my system is it helps you get in any single time frame into bigger time frames. So like this would have been a nice snatch for Zilliqua right there at 7.6 had you missed the boat. Now you can see it now, second higher high. You could put in a ladder in here, and you could ladder in right now and see where it happens. But yeah, we could also see Zilliqa. And what I am is I'm also open-minded, and I'm also kind of rebuilding my theme. But there's a chance that Zilliqa's doing this. Something of this nature like that. Temporary target for Zilliqa, right? Is 888s. Isn't that crazy? The quadruple eights. So anyway, yeah, the eights. Crazy on the eights. Look, 8888888. And yeah. And then again, it's like it doesn't matter the time frame. It's all about the entry at the bottom of the pattern with the stop loss, you know, using a moving average not too far away from the entry. 2, 3, 4, 5%. And that's how you could jump into Zilliqa if you felt like you missed it. And this is what I'm teaching all the time, man. And also, like, when you start looking at other scenarios like this, it's just the more aware you are, the more patterns you look at, the longer you spend in the charts, the more you dream it, the more you see it. Here's a cup. Tell me that ain't a cup and handle for Zilliqa on the 15-minute, right? And that gives you a bigger target now. And then you're not surprised when these things occur because you're like, well, it looked like a cup and handle to me, right? So temporary target there, 30% gains for Zilliqa up to 10 cents. Boom. So we got our bigger time frame, which was the daily. And we showed you it was in the flag that wanted to reset. And we have our larger target there. We just gave you our smaller area and we showed you, okay, you felt like you missed the move. You're not sure. We showed you how to find the how to find the entry yet again. And it's all about finding the same patterns and smaller time frames and buying the bottoms of the patterns. Using your measured moves to establish position, you know, and taking profit. 14%, 14 cents coming for Zilly, man. You don't want to miss a stake in Zilliqa, one of the coolest coins in the game. It's going to have fun pumping. People like it. 92% gains coming out of Zilliqa, man. On the channel, dailies just had a bullish cross. We have room to move on the stochastics. So Zilliqa, baby. WNXM, inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour. Excellent. WNXM, let's take a look at that right here. Yeah, this is also a bit of a cup and handle. You see the cup and handle, man? Like, we don't, these things, wow. Boom, boom, cup, forming the handle. We feel the bullishness all around too, and that's another thing. Once you start charting a lot of coins, you start feeling the overall bullishness. You're like, oh, I get where we're going. And boom, breaking out back to all-time highs at WNXM. Here we are at WNXM live. Sounds like a radio station, right? Anyway, the call number is WNXM. Secret for ETH and hard, my man. Okay, and there's 71% gains out of a. This is a cup and handle for WNXM. Look, lack of bearish momentum right now on the daily. It's looking pretty good to me. I love your TA. Thank you, Jeremiah. I really appreciate it, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. I'm here. Shout out to Trade Intuition. So take a look at hard and secret for ETH. Let's take a look at hard. Hard. H-A-R-D. Hard. Yeah, what I loved about hard, right, was playing a position of strength, a bit of a cup and handle already too. Look at that on the 4-hour cup and handle for hard. So these are just a matter of time. We've been seeing these break out over and over again. Also giant double bottom. So you have two huge things working for you. Only a matter of time till hard gets to 136. If you're patient enough to plop your money down and hold it, Hard's probably going to pay you a 68% gain. So there it is, man. Laid out. Laid out for you. Laid out for ya. Just making sure we're in like no copyright zone. You sound like an Irish pirate. Had. Yeah, you got had over here. Intuition, my intuition called you in, bro. Right? Let's take a look at secret for ETH. So up, down, up, down, up. Now look, secret for ETH might come back down to the bottom of the pattern. It is holding this new level though, pretty hard. I'd just be careful for ETH plays right now with ETH pumping the way it is. You know, you might be a little better for secret USD at the moment. I don't know. Even secret BST looks a little better. More like it's in a cup and handle. Look at that. There's a cup with a handle. So, yeah, just be wary on the ETH plays at the moment, man. I'd be wary on the ETH plays. And there's a handle right there as well, right? Another cup and handle for secret BTC. So I've negated the ETH pair. I don't want to push someone into it who's just like, someone might just jump onto my channel and just watch one thing. They not even know that I'm doing a call for somebody. They might just be like, oh. So I just feel like seek for ETH right now, you might want to just watch out for it. May kind of take a dump, but we'll see. Has to hold this level here. If it doesn't, it's going to gap down pretty fast. So it's in a kind of a shaky ground, in my opinion. Also in a bit of a downtrend, right? Up, down, but these are lower lows and lower highs as well. Yeah, but the BTC pair looks a lot better. For sure, it looks way better. Look, it's in a double bottom, you know. That BQX did 10x, man. I'm so pissed. Why? Why are you pissed? You got to be patient. Like, I'm holding all my coins I have since you know, BQX. Wow, look at that thing. It pumped and then it dumped, though. You know? Boom, boom, boom. Once you see the big picture, man, things start to turn around. The biggest mistake new traders make is earn money fast. Isn't that funny, right? Fast money turns to losing more money. Right? Long-term accumulation, smart money, doing your thing. Look at Aave back to 300 now. And so now Aave got saved here by the bottom of the pattern. Now, I thought it didn't. I thought it might have fallen down. I'm ready for the bearishness, but dude, boom. Huge candle back to 300. Aave loved playing these games in this area. So we'll see what happens with Aave now starting to consolidate in this region. You could even see it's a falling wedge that's breaking to the upside. And that's what happens too. If you could just start breaking everything down into smaller parts. Start breaking the price action down into smaller parts. Like, this is a falling wedge with a 68% chance of break to the upside. I don't know what else is going to happen. Right now, I want to see this do this and get to 356 all-time highs. From there, we can like reconvene, and then we can look at this. Well, that would be a breakout of this rising wedge, and the rising wedge wants to get all the way up to 451, and then we can start establishing the movement and the plan. But it's all about building it up first, and it's all about knowing all your different patterns and all your plans, because if you don't know them, you're gonna have a serious issue, and it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle. So take your time, man. You're not gonna learn this stuff overnight. It's not gonna be as fast as it is for me, as it is for you. But the key is, if you want it, you can have it. It's there for you. Ask Joe, man. If you want it, you can have it. Anything you want is here for you if this is what you desire. Balancer, 33, baby. Look at Balancer doing its thing. It's about to go to all-time highs, not too far away from price discovery at 38. It's another thing. Sometimes it's fun to buy things pretty close to price discovery because you know it's going to have a little bit of a pump. So happy to hear that your trades are doing better. So happy. Amazing, man. Amazing. RDN, pump and dump. There you go. All right, guys. I got to run. I got to take a call. We'll take a look at some quick Bitcoin action. Okay, so take a look here. We'll just look. I want to look at what they're saying because I see bullishness for Bitcoin, right? We went over that. It feels like days ago at the beginning of my show. The beginning of my show always seems like forever when we ended. I'm like, when did we talked about that already? It seems like 2 years ago. This is just fresh in. This news is 18 minutes, 5 minutes, 44 minutes. So while you were talking to me, news was coming in. Now I'm going to fill you in with that news. So then you leave here with everything. Like, that's what's cool about my stream. You get the TA. While the TA, the news is filing off. What we do is we then fill you in with that news. So you don't got to worry, man. Okay, profit taking has completed. Will the market see bullish Bitcoin signals? As Bitcoin price is trying to move higher, a number of bullish signals have appeared on the crypto sky, according to insiders, while a popular analyst argues that profit taking is over. Earlier today, Bitcoin jumped almost to 35.35 before it corrected lower again. Bitcoin trades at 34,656. So profit taking is now completed, said crypto researcher and analyst Willy Woo in a recent weekly report by on-chain analysis firm Glassnode. The selling pressure begets more sellers taking their profits. While it's still there, profit taking has now completed. Pretty good signs. MicroStrategy drops another $10 million on Bitcoin. Unbelievable. The business intelligence firm has picked up a further 294 Bitcoin as its holding now grows 2.5 billion. Business intelligence firm MicroStrategy spent a further 10 million. MicroStrategy has purchased approximately 295 billion and $10 million in cash at an average price of 33,880 per Bitcoin. We now hold 71,000 Bitcoins acquired for 1.1 billion at an average price of 16,000 per Bitcoin. MicroSailor loves to talk about this. You know, he averaging so low, then his 33,000 buy is great. He tends to buy right before a giant pump. He did it a few times already. Yeah. MicroStrategy has now spent a total. Why do you think he waited this whole month to now look at the correction? Buying Bitcoin as part of its treasury investment policy. It now owns $2.5 billion in Bitcoin. In August, it announced the purchase of 21,000 Bitcoin at a price of $250 million. The firm's acquisitions are directly in line with its investment strategy, which describes Bitcoin as a superior asset class. It really is, man. The more money you put in Bitcoin, the more wealthy you will become. People think you're risky to put all your net worth in Bitcoin. People don't realize you're risky not to understand what Bitcoin is and to not put your net worth in Bitcoin. After a long bear market and accumulation phase, Bitcoin has since begun to trace higher alongside the projections set by cryptocurrency's most sophisticated value model, the stock to flow. Plan B stock to flow model increasingly 20% monthly. Bitcoin is a financial asset like nothing else. It has the attributes of a currency, the precious metal like rarity, the digital gold narrative amidst what could be the collapse of the modern fiat monetary system has driven institutions and other higher wealth individuals to cryptocurrency in droves, seeking to hedge against inflation. The asset's hard-coded digital scarcity, being so important to its long-term value proposition, prompted analysts like Plan B to apply a mathematical formula to the 21 million, and that is the stock to flow. Next peak could be 250,000 or above. Adding 20,000 each month through 2020 will result in a yearly high of around 250,000 per Bitcoin. Last month of the year would add nearly 40,000 to the price tag alone based on the trajectory. However, there are some notable factors regarding the stock to flow model and Bitcoin price action that need to be considered. For one, Plan B is pointing out that the stock to flow value is what is increasing month over month by 20% due to a variety of other factors such as news, market conditions. Price will fluctuate far beyond 20% each month. Yeah, Bitcoin always breaks the stock to flow model. I have a beautiful stock to flow model on Bitcoin, and I could show that to you on the next stream. Bitcoin ATM boom, OKX's lightning, India's blockchain plan, and more news. Amazing, man. You have more ATMs. This thing is starting to rock. Ethereum begins discovering its new all-time highs against USD. Beautiful, beautiful story for Ethereum today, hitting its all-time high against USD. And you know what? Everything is ready and poised for Ethereum. At 1,475, Ethereum's ready to break out of this rising wedge and complete its target at 2,300, and that's just the beginning for Ethereum. Bitcoin is about to clear a crucial resistance. What analysts are saying? Bitcoin gains momentum, but still faces intense resistance at 34.7. Yeah, possibly. It does have to break that 35K region. ETH value staked in Ethereum 2.0 deposit contracts near 4.1 billion. Guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We had a wonderful morning, wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with the lo-fi beats, keeping it real with the Crypto Lifer. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. You guys are unbelievable. Shout out to Eddie, Mikjovic, Hadouken, Trade Intuition, Jeremiah, Eden, right? BB Rahman, Hadouken, Jeremiah, the Future Capitalist, Trade Intuition, Vlel Tuber, Flutuber, Levi 502, Jose Pedro, Valverde, Patricio, Chrissy Fouts, my man 100, Tando, my dude Robert Cox, Steve in Bangkok, Stone 1, YGM, Arati, my dude, Chief Dubas, Love Learning, thank you so much, Denise Bagwell 33, every single one of you guys, man, Theisler, Chief Dubas, I think I got every one of you, Chrissy Fouts, Marco 44, Chief Dubas, every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. Thank you guys so much for commenting. Jojo, man, thank you so much for coming on in. And thank you for leaving a comment right at the end. Have a wonderful day, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. If you want to know me better, if you want to get to know me, if you're new, go to the description and hit the link in the description to my Telegram group and become a lifer. That's where the Crypto Lifers join. That's where we talk. That's where I post some of my biggest calls. And that's where you can learn so much more about cryptocurrency. So please join my group and have a wonderful time. Peace. Be safe.